Not too long ago, we talked about bullet heaven or bullet hell, but we have not talked about bullet time games on this channel. So, put your bullet vest on because today we are going to talk about top 10 bullet time games on Steam and why should you play them.
Hello and welcome back to our channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Vashal and together with F.E.A.R, this is Tailplay. And in this video we'll be covering one of the best bullet time games. Keep in mind that in this list of games, some of them we have played, others we haven't yet, but we did our research and made sure that they are well received among our gaming community, and some of them really sparked our interest and we wanted to point them out. One of the games that we will cover today, we will do a deep dive review, so drop your thoughts in the comments if you can figure out which game is it going to be. Also stick around until the end as we'll share with you a bonus game and give you a shout out to an upcoming game that you don't want to miss. Now that the intro is out of the way, let's talk about the games without ranking them specifically.
Number 1 on our list, a classic Call of Juarez Gunslinger. Now, why it is particularly from the franchise? Well, it's quite simple. It is a great game and offers some incredible bullet time moments. Now, sure, they aren't as flashy as some of the other games that we are about to list, and that's because of its age. Although there are still remarkable moments worth pointing out. Call of Juarez Gunslinger is the 4th installment in the franchise, although narratively it is unrelated to the 3 previous titles: Call of Juarez Bound in Blood, and Call of Juarez The Cartel. The game is still considered as one of the best from the franchise. Developed by Techland, the developers behind Dying Light and Dead Island. You play as bounty hunter by the name of Silas Greaves in the Wild Wild West in 1910, tells his story and adventures to the other patrons in the saloon. If you are curious to know the story, you best check out the game.
Moving on, let's talk about one of the classics that introduced the bullet time as a genre and gameplay feature in the game, none other than Max Payne, particularly the third one having one of the best bullet time moments of them all. Beautifully executed with moment-to-moment events, you get to control Max Payne, a former NIPD, a detective. 9 years after the events of the second game, Max finds work as a private security contractor in Sao Paulo, Brazil, but becomes entangled in a quest filled with death and betrayal. The story gets to have interesting turns and moments, but the biggest highlight will forever be those jump slides and slow motion effects that we all love from the series. Although I've played only the first 2, I can't praise this game enough, and despite being released back in 2012, the game still holds up in many areas. I think you should check it out, and I hope you're excited like me of the announcements of the 2 remakes. So that's really awesome to hear.
On number 3, my friend Pedro is a fun and cool-looking indie game. The game is a violent ballet about friendship, imagination, and one man's struggle to obliterate anyone in his path at the behest of a sentient banana. I know the story sounds rather weird, but hear me out. The gameplay is so much fun. Not only it looks cool, it plays fun. You get to do acrobatics in the air while you slow time, killing your enemies using your gun, of course. Each moment feels unique and worth holding your breath for as you precisely calculate your next move. If you have been interested in a great bullet time game, this might be it. It is different from other games on our list for the simple fact that it is more like a side-scroller, with moment-to-moment elements divided by section and puzzles. The best way to take down enemies is done however you see fit.
F.E.A.R 2 seems to have taken the world by storm, with its incredible art styles, exclusive combat, and cool bullet time animations. As a spiritual successor to F.E.A.R, this game is jam-packed with incredible slow-motion moments, diversified arsenals to take down your enemies, and a lot of fun. The game not only has some fun shooting moments, but seems to have also horror elements that will keep you on your edge. We think the game looks great, and it's worth keeping an eye out for this one.
Super Hot is definitely a different type of bullet time, where combat is rather unique. You see here time moves when you do, so you have the power to control how you move, where you move, and how you execute each paused action to have the best outcome possible. The sequel, Super Hot Mind Control Delete, is a great addition to a great prequel, so incredible. Each section of the level is intense, calculated, and it makes you feel like a total badass. If you have not had enough of this game, you can also try it in VR. We think it is a game worth playing if you haven't already.
Before we move on, I would like to take a moment of your time to ask you to thumbs up this video if you like the content so far. Not only it will help us understand you like this type of videos, but it will also push further to more people. Lastly, if you want to receive more content like this, subscribing to our channel helps us tremendously to reach our goals. As we said in the past, we have a particular goal to reach 1000 subscribers, and we cannot do it without your help. Thank you very much for considering it, but enough about that. Let's get on to the video. Now let's go further back in time and talk about F.E.A.R. Yes, the classic from which F.E.A.R 2 have got some inspiration from. Although the franchise doesn't seem to have any more games after the third one, the first two still hold up as one of the best shooter horror games ever made. The incredible enemy AI and beautiful bullet time moment to moment make this game a special place for fans and players who have tried it out. If you've never visited the franchise like I did, I think you and I owe it to ourselves to give this game a shot. What do you say? Do you want to join me one day? Do know that it's not only the incredibly slow motion time that makes the game incredible, but also the intriguing setting and the story. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about this game? Have you played it, and do you intend to hop in and try it out?
If you love intense combat combined with some incredible bullet time moments, look no further. The combat is incredibly fast-paced with some beautiful slide shots and jaw-dropping events that will keep you engaged for hours. The game looks pretty with punchy colors and an extremely fun combat that is worth checking out. This time around, you play as a female protagonist capable of doing some incredible stunts. You wall run, slow time, dodge bullets, and change your combat however you like using mutators and game modes. The map is destructible too, so that's super fun to see and see how you'll tackle each challenge.
Let's change this up a bit with a top-down look. If you're like me and like those types of games, then you might want to stick around for OTXO. Enter an inexplicable, abstract mansion to rescue a loved one in the fast-paced, brutal, and dark roguelite filled with precise but savage gunplay and time-bending slow motion. Face your inner demons and unveil the secret of the mansion. Do you think your reactions are fast enough to take you from moment to moment to accomplish this? I wasn't aware about this game until recently, and despite its simplicity, it caught my attention. Sometimes you don't need fancy graphics to change your gameplay experience forever. If you're like me and never heard about this game, go check it out. It's available on Steam.
On number 9, we've got Mudshot, an interesting game for sure. Mudshot is a fast-paced, acrobatic, roguelite shooter. Survive the ever-changing road through Cthulhu and beyond. Equip endless upgrade combinations as you fight your way through horrific monsters and multi-phased boss battles. The game definitely looks interesting and has an art style that remind me of Darkest Dungeon for some reason or similar games, but I might be wrong. Do let me know what does the game remind you of in the comments down below.
Moving on to number 10. Turbo Overkill is a cool action first-person shooter with intense moments, from avoiding bullets to quick-time slow-motion moments that make this game incredibly addictive and hard to put down. A lot of people loved it for its art style and cool gameplay that reminds me of Doom-like games for some reason. The game is on my radar for some time and I'm hoping one day I'll get to try it. It's available on PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, Xbox Series X and S.
If you've watched until now, as promised, we've got a bonus and a special shoutout. The bonus game we want to talk about is Shoutout V.R. We think that the game has some fun bullet time moments worth experiencing, where you get to dodge bullets, reflect them using your weapons, and so much more. Although it is a game you have to play using a VR headset, we think it is a lot of fun and it would be something that will keep you entertained for hours.
Now a big shout out to Out of Action, which is an interesting game that comes out next year in the 4th quarter. That looks really cool with some really cool bullet time moments that we think you should keep an eye out for. So that's all for today. We hope that you enjoy our company as we did yours. Thank you so much for watching and as always, stay safe, take care and happy gaming.